Hey folks, welcome into NFL Daily. My name is Cam Rogers. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99 for all of the latest NFL insight. Let's go through those NFL rumors here. We'll start things off with some trade discussion. Could Patrick Peterson be dealt from the Arizona Cardinals? Well, Jason La Canfora says that the Cardinals are open to dealing away one of the premier cornerbacks in the National Football League. There was also a rumor out there that David Johnson was on the trade block as well. Now, Steve Wilks said, quote, "I don't respond to things that are ludicrous." So take that with a grain of salt in terms of this reporting here. Jason La Canfora has been wrong before, just like every NFL insider out there, but he does make sense when he talks about the logic behind why the Cardinals would trade away Patrick Peterson. Arizona is 1-5 on the year, ladies and gentlemen. They could be big-time sellers at the trade deadline, just like, say, the Oakland Raiders. We'll talk about them later in the program. But with one win to show for through 6 weeks, I think the Arizona Cardinals understand they're not going anywhere this season. Might as well get some good draft capital out of trading away Patrick Peterson. So should the Cardinals do it, go ahead and type away T for trade, K for keep about Patrick Peterson. Meanwhile, LeSean McCoy looks like that trade is not going to happen. One key source believes McCoy stays in Buffalo the rest of his contract at the very least. So the Eagles did call, but there was no compensation being discussed at all for LeSean McCoy. It seemed like it was more of a feeler type of call from the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously a team in the market for a running back because of that Jay Ajayi ACL injury. Now, there was some buzz out there initially that maybe Buffalo would be willing to trade LeSean McCoy, but the price tag seems very steep right now, at least according to the recent reporting out there. So maybe Philadelphia will have to give a few more calls to Pittsburgh or Chicago for Jordan Howard. Now, is LeSean McCoy a top 5 running back in the NFL? Y for yes, N for no. Unfortunately, McCoy doesn't really have the luxury of a good offensive line this year, so the run blocking isn't all that great there in Buffalo, but be sure to weigh in this comment section. All right, let's talk about Amari Cooper here. Could he be traded? Jay Glazer says that the Raiders are shopping him. Now, John Gruden says he knows nothing of the sort, so I guess you guys sense a theme here. Report, question to the coach, coach denies. Karl Joseph, by the way, is also reportedly being shopped, and Amari Cooper was targeted just once and the Raiders lost to the Seattle Seahawks back in Week 6. This honestly smells like Chip Kelly in Philadelphia kind of turnover here, where Chip Kelly just took absolute control of all of the player transactions there with the Eagles, and maybe that's what John Gruden is starting to do with the Oakland Raiders, even more so than beforehand. So maybe Amari Cooper could be traded away. Now, we'll see what team actually gives calls to get Cooper. I could see Buffalo, Indianapolis, maybe the 49ers if they really want another piece there on the outside, but it sounds like they like what they have at wide receiver. So be sure to let me know what team should trade for Amari Cooper. Hit me up in the comments section. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you did not bet on the Oakland Raiders against the Seattle Seahawks on BetDSI. You can bet on the NFL in Week 7. Go ahead and sign up. chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code LIVE120 for that 120% deposit bonus. Free money to bet on sports, folks. Sticking with the Raiders theme here, could CONLEY be dealt? According to Mike Garafolo of NFL Network, teams will be calling about CONLEY, who did not play a single snap in the Week 6 contest against Seattle. Actually, it was Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie who got the start at cornerback, and CONLEY didn't see any action, even in special teams. Like I mentioned, trade deadline October 30th at 4 o'clock Eastern time to be exact. We shall see if CONLEY is one of the players on the way out. Not having a great year, ranked 76th on Pro Football Focus among all cornerbacks in the NFL right now. Let's talk about Le'Veon Bell. No word from him? Well, it sure sounds like that. Pittsburgh team officials and players have not heard from Le'Veon Bell at all. Now, Bell is supposed to be showing up to the Steelers pretty darn soon, at least according to the initial reporting from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. But the fact that Le'Veon Bell has not had any discussions with the leadership of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the players themselves, like no text messages at all, seems really bizarre to me. James Conner, in the interim, has been really good at running back, but I know the Pittsburgh Steelers would obviously love the services of their top 3 in the NFL running back in Le'Veon Bell. Let's not kid ourselves here. So we'll see if he shows up within the next couple of weeks here. But as we stand, no communication, not a good thing. All right, bizarre story here with Kelvin Benjamin and Josh Allen. So Josh Allen asked Kelvin if he wanted to work on routes pregame during warm-ups before that Houston Texans matchup, and Kelvin's answer reportedly was no. And apparently a bunch of reporters out there also heard the conversation go down. And I guess we're on a theme of denial here. Kelvin Benjamin denied that this ever happened. In fact, he said that it was just a reporter trying to get out there, get Twitter followers, get a story out there for views and clicks. That was it, apparently. That was the reasoning for Kelvin Benjamin's perspective at the very least. So who knows if it actually happened. Apparently that other wide receivers were running routes for Josh Allen, but Benjamin was not. Who knows what actually went down. But hopefully they can get some chemistry back together. Let's talk about Ryan Tannehill. His status is unknown for this week. Adam Gase said, quote, "I don't know the answer. It's day to day in terms of Ryan Tannehill's hopes to play in Week 7 against the Detroit Lions. If Ryan Tannehill cannot go, it's going to be Brock Osweiler at the quarterback position." So most of the time you would think, well, that's a bad thing. But Brock Osweiler was pretty good against the Chicago Bears in that overtime matchup. So pretty good news there if you are the Miami Dolphins, who have an adequate backup quarterback if Ryan Tannehill cannot go. But definitely monitor his practice schedule for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Speaking of injuries, Matt Breida, is he going to go tonight for the San Francisco 49ers? They take on the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. Now, Shanahan said earlier in the week that Breida was doubtful to play, and all of a sudden, according to NFL Network, Breida is pushing to play in this matchup here against Green Bay, which is very interesting, and I still think he very much is a game-time decision here, probably not going to play. Even if he is active, he's not going to see a lot of carries. This is going to be the Alfred Morris show tonight against the Green Bay Packers, if the San Francisco 49ers can even make this a game, because if it's a shootout, watch out, because C.J. Beathard cannot throw the football 55 times, every single week here. That's just not a formula that the 49ers want. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Mizzen and Maine. I'm wearing one of their dress shirts right now. You can get one for yourself. Comfortable.af is the website, because these shirts are comfortable as F. All right, and then finally, Tyreek Hill is taking legal action against the fan that threw beer at him during that Week 6 Sunday night matchup against the New England Patriots. Drew Rosenhaus said that he and Hill will be seeking prosecution of the fan who got into the face of Tyreek Hill. Now, currently, the Hill camp is speaking with the NFL and NFLPA. The fan has already been banned for life for any future events at Gillette Stadium, so there is some punishment that has already been cemented, but it could get worse for that fan, perhaps some legal troubles for that fan going forward. Tyreek Hill, trying to get some sort of extra punishment on this New England Patriots fan, who already probably is in some hot water